Hello everybody, thanks for watching another video on Money Madness. My name is Blair. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Help me to get the word out onto the street. What I'd like to discuss today are options for when you change jobs. You either get laid off, you quit, or you get fired. And you have a 401k with that old job. And now you're thinking, okay, what do I do with that amount of money that I have in that 401k? And I'm going to give you 4 options for what you can do. One of them is almost always really bad. The other 3 are okay. And one of them is probably, well, it's hard to say. I'll give you the one that I like the best, but it's not necessarily the best for everybody. So when you change your job or when you lose your job, when you don't have the job anymore and you have that money sitting there in the 401k, what do you do with it? So the 4 options are, number 1, you can cash it out. So you can just liquidate it. You get a check in the mail probably, or electronic funds transferred to your bank account. And then you have the money to do with whatever you want. You can also sometimes, depending on the company, you can leave it with the old 401k indefinitely, or at least, for a period of time until they say you have to move it. So leave it. The third option is you could, if your new job has a 401k and they allow you to roll it over to that one, you can do that. So you have the old 401k sitting there. You have the new 401k at your new job, and you can roll it over to that one. It's not always possible, but sometimes it is. And the one I like the best, which gives you the most options with your investments, is to roll it over to either a traditional or Roth IRA. That's what I've done. I've never had a huge balance in a 401k, so it's always been just small amounts. But every time I don't have a job anymore, I will roll it over into my rollover IRA, which is, I think that one is going to be a traditional, so it'd be taxable when you take it out. You can also convert that to a Roth, which then you have to pay the taxes on it. So the first one is you can cash out. Now this is the worst of the 4 options. 2 reasons why this is, well, actually, let's see, maybe more than 2 reasons. So the first reason is you have to pay a penalty when you do that. And it's normally 10% of the value. So that's a lot. And then you have to pay taxes on the amount, if it's a traditional, that you take out. If it's a Roth, I believe that's already been taxed, so you don't have to pay taxes on that. I could be wrong. But anyway, taxes and a penalty. So, and there's actually a third reason, and that is you lose out on the compounding of that money. So the money will no longer grow. It's just sitting there in cash, and you'll do whatever you do with it, probably spend it on something. So that's one thing you can do. A lot of people do that, but it's definitely the worst of the 4. The second one is if your 401k allows it, it's normally if it has a big enough balance, and if their rules allow it, is you can just call them up, or I guess normally you would call and just say, hey, is it an option to leave this in place, for the indefinite future, and just let it do what it does? If they say yes, there you go. Just leave it alone. If they say no, then you'll have to do, one of the other options. So that's your second option, is you can leave it in place. One of the jobs I had recently, I wasn't allowed to do that because the balance was too small. So I think they were automatically going to cash it out, but I told them I wanted it to be rolled over. The third option is with the new 401k, if your new job has it, hopefully they do, you can roll it over to that plan. This is something I've never done. So I don't have personal experience, but it would either be it would probably be the new plan grabbing it from the old plan instead of instead of the old plan sending it to the new plan. But I suppose it could work either way. But whatever. I mean, if the new company allows you to roll it over to that one, then that's an option. You could do that. The last option, which is to, if it's a Roth 401k or a traditional 401k, is you can roll it over to, depending on its classification, you can roll it over into an IRA. And if it's under the traditional classification, then it's going to be a traditional IRA. If it's under the Roth classification in the 401k, then it's going to be a Roth IRA. Now, once you get it over to the IRA, individual retirement account, that's what that stands for. If you have a traditional, you can convert it to a Roth IRA, but you'll have to pay taxes on the amount you convert. So those are the four options with a 401k. And this is a great way for people to build wealth, even though you're not really allowed to touch it. You can touch it before 59 and a half, but there's a penalty. But anyway, this is a great way to build wealth, especially if you get a match. And it's, one of the best things going for working Americans. I do want to thank you for watching my video today. God bless. Hope you have a great day. See you at the next video.